people, welcome back to another episode of Under 1,000 Pod. My name's Gershon. This is gpsnakes. If this is your first time, thank you for coming by. Thank you for checking us out. If you've been here before, welcome back. But if you didn't know, this is the live podcast I do where I bring on other YouTube reptile and breeders, enthusiasts, hobbyists, and talk to them, get to know them. It's a great way for me to get out of my shell and network within the community and meet new friends. And it's a great way for me to get to meet you guys as well, because you guys have been in the comments killing it. Met so many new interesting people in the comments. Love doing this and love you guys, love watching it. Also, it's a great way to network within the community. Definitely get to meet new people. I'm not only doing ball pythons and expanded to other reptiles, so we're getting different kind of guests on, so I love that. So if you know someone that has a YouTube channel, has at least one video, and would like to do a live, tell them to hit me up or send me a link to their channel so I can get them on the list to get on the show. But as you can tell in the background, I've changed my room up a little bit, more hatchlings, so I had to build a rack up some. So now we can see sticker would go over here. So if you haven't already sent me stickers, the P.O. box is in the description down below. Send me stickers so you get up on Sticker Door. Before we go ahead, wow, there's 16 comments already. Where'd you guys come from? I didn't see that a second ago. Before we bring on our guest, we got to say thank you to our sponsor for this episode. I got to find the button. There we go. Here we go.
This episode sponsored by B&S Reptilia. They were established in 2013. Chris, great guy. Met him through Jeremy. I can say we're friends. He's a great guy, knowledgeable about animals. He's been breeding for 9 to 10 years, and he is doing some amazing stuff with a lot of different animals. Of course, you know Chris is working with ball pythons. Who isn't working with ball pythons? But it's hatching season right now, so Chris has got some amazing ball pythons out there. Definitely go check those out. He also works with northern pine snakes, Mexican black snakes, blood pythons, green tree pythons, just to name a few of the other species he has in his collection. Oh, yes, he breeds rats as well. So if you're in the eastern PA surrounding area, if you need rats, Chris is the guy you need to talk to. He's have live and frozen. On top of that, he carries the chipper and the Coco to go. He's a distributor. He's a PA distributor for both. So if you need a rat, a snake, or some cocoa bedding, Chris is the guy to go to. Definitely go find B&S Reptilias on their Instagram. They're on Morph Market and they're on Facebook. We're working on trying to get them on YouTube. Come on, Chris. When you're ready to do YouTube, let me know. You know I'm trying to get you there. But yeah, check out Chris. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode, Chris. Appreciate it so much. He has some animals you definitely want to see.
Thank you again, Chris, for sponsoring this episode. And you guys are killing it in the chat right now. I didn't even know you guys gave him so many people. So I was going to say hello to the chat, but there's so many people we're going to try to say hello as we're talking. So let's bring on our guests so you guys say hello to our guests at the same time.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing? How you doing, Chip? Thanks for coming through.
Doing awesome, man. I really appreciate you having me on, Gershon. I've waited a long time for this.
Hey, I know I had you scheduled, and I didn't put it in my calendar, and you called me. Was like, hey, so we're still doing it today. I was like, oh, today? We can, but let's reschedule. Let's reschedule. Yeah. So thank you for being up for rescheduling, but I'm glad we got you on.
You know, when that happened, I thought, man, Gershon is so cool with this. He's going to send me that link in the last 10 minutes of the hour, and we're going to go live. And I thought, I'm going to call him to make sure.
I do appreciate the call because I was very unorganized that day, which I'm usually not very organized anyway. So that's not saying much. But yeah, it got away from me. I'm not going to lie, it got away from me. But no definitely glad you were okay with rescheduling. Definitely want to have you on. I see what you're doing with your YouTube channel. Love the idea you have with the King of the Hill and King of the Mountain. That's crazy. and the way you interject people. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This is Chip. Chip, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, just in case they didn't know you.
Well, I'm Chip Forsyth with Regius Sphera pythons, and I've only been breeding 1 year. This is my first year, but I've been buying and accumulating ball pythons since 2018 with the anticipation of this day. And this year, I've had 8 clutches, and so far 2 or 3 are on, well, four on the ground, and everything's pretty much been doing okay. I got one horror story which we'll talk about later,
Okay.
but yeah, yeah, if it wasn't for my daughter, I wouldn't be here today doing this. I mean,
Yes,
quick
I remember that
story.
story.
Yeah, she wanted a ball python. And I was like, you're not getting a ball python. We'll get you a rabbit. And then I started looking at them, and I could not believe how much has changed since I was a kid. It was like night and day, and I just got so enamored by it that I wanted to get into it, and sure enough, I
Mm,
did.
totally understand it. Thank you for coming on. If you haven't already, Chip's YouTube, Instagram. Chip, are you on TikTok?
No, well,
Nope.
yeah, I am. As a matter of fact, I did actually keep my name, just to
Okay,
keep my name safe, because I didn't want somebody taking my name or something weird like that.
gotcha, gotcha.
I
So
don't have anything on there.
here's everything on it. So
I
go
do
find
lift my
it.
shirt a few times.
He's on there though. But if you haven't already, go hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Go hit that follow button on Instagram and hit that follow button on TikTok. Definitely. Are you on the? How do you say it?
Vivo,
Vero? Is it
yeah,
Vero or Vivo?
Vero, yeah, I went on
We'll
there
just
too.
call it V. We're just gonna call it V. We're cool now. One
Sounds right.
syllable.
Great.
Um, I got on it too, just in case something happens to my Instagram. Because I'm
Right.
seeing a lot of people Instagrams getting taken down.
Me too,
Um,
buddy.
which actually I am. I just started another Instagram where that Instagram will be where I post all my animals for sale. Um, I also have a sticker spin going on right now. This is going to be the last sticker spin on my original Instagram. I'm going to move everything over to, or at least animal sales and sticker spins over to my GP Snakes Animals Instagram. So look for that. It's there. I'm going to put a link eventually. I haven't got a link yet. But yeah, that's just something that's going on right now. Instagram is kind of cracking down on stuff, which
Yes.
I can't be upset with them. It's their platform. I'm
Yep.
just using it. So it is what it is. Um, but Chip, thanks for coming on. So excited to have you on. So excited to get to talk to you. Um, like I told you before we started, I love the way you have your logo in the back.
Oh,
That is
thank
so
you.
cool. That is so cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to try to do something like that eventually because I love that. I absolutely love that. But I'm gonna try to say hello to a couple people. There's so many people. But thank you guys for coming through. Mike, what's up? Bosa Jr., what's up? Celtic Reptiles, thanks for coming through. Dre, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Jeremy, what's up? Thanks for coming through. GCG, I clicked it. It didn't click. GCG, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I think that. Oh, we got Anthony from Granddaddy Herbson here. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. I'm going to buy you a drink. Look, did you know T-Pain has a podcast too, Anthony? He doesn't do it as much, but it's crazy good. It's crazy good. Derek, what's up? Thanks for coming through. I think that's everybody. Oh, I think that's everybody. We'll find other people throughout this, though. No worries, guys. But thank you guys for coming through. If you could, appreciate it if you hit that like button because apparently YouTube likes it that you guys hit that like button, and I like that YouTube likes it. So if you could, go ahead and hit that like button. Greatly appreciate it. So, Chip, we brought you on to ask you some questions, get to know a little more about you. So let's just dive in and get to some of these questions.
All right.
Once I find them. So, how long have you had your YouTube channel?
Well, believe it or not, August 27th was my 1 year anniversary.
Oh,
And
congrats, congrats. Happy anniversary.
yep, I appreciate it. And it's, like I'm sure a lot of you guys and girls out there, when I first started posting, I was like, any day now, I'm going to have 1,000 subscribers, and that did not happen, man. That
This
did
is
not
true.
happen. And I certainly wasn't going to put my wife on there in a bathing suit, you know. I mean,
Yeah, I thought about it.
I
Wife
have
told
to,
me to
buddy.
go put a banana hammock. She said, "Hey,
Yeah,
you want the views? That's what you got to do." I was
there
like, "I don't
you
know if
go.
I'm in that shape yet. I got to work up to
There
it."
you go. But yeah, 1 year was August 27th, and
Okay.
I mean, I'm happy. I feel like a slow growth is a sustained growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Instead of a flash in the pan,
Yep.
and so I'm feeling good about that. So,
Okay.
and like
Okay.
you, I'm not trying to be a YouTube star. I just want to get my face out there so somebody can say,
Yep.
I know who that guy is, and I think I can trust him, and I'm going to buy a snake from him.
Yeah. That 100% why I started my YouTube is so people can see what I'm working with, can put a little trust in me, and be like, okay, I've seen this guy. He showed me the animals. I see he's in that project. I can send him this money for that animal. That's
Right.
100% where it started out with. It has evolved. I do like doing videos, do like doing lives, and I do like trying to get more people on YouTube to help our industry grow. Because the
Right.
more mainstream our industry is, I think the harder it is for them to take away animals.
I
Um,
agree.
so that is one of the things I am kind of more goal oriented now on, but still trying to entertain people and have fun. I feel like we're a giant family, so you got to get to know your family. So that's why I like to watch you guys all the time.
There
Uh,
you go.
my wife is not a fan of it because I'm in bed watching YouTube half the time.
Yeah, I feel the same way, and I was that guy that you're talking about because when I had a snake, I was like 12, 13 years old, and literally 40 years goes by, and now I'm
Mm,
back in it. And it's like it is so different. And I think if more people saw it the way you see it and I see it, I think it would open their eyes up. And to
yeah.
me, a snake and other snakes, and I'm sure a lot of reptiles, they are some of the easiest, once you learn them and understand what you're doing, some of the
Hmm.
easiest to take care of.
Yep, very true. Very true. They're so easy to take care of. I was talking to one of the guys I work with, and he is interested in snakes. His wife, not so much. But he was wondering what's the process of taking care of them. And when I told him, he was like, "That's it? I can do that. I can totally do that. That's super easy." It's like, yeah, they're not as time consuming to take care of. They're very low maintenance animals, and you can definitely take care of one with very little effort. You just got to be on top of the things when you do it. That's all.
Right. And plus, I mean, speaking specifically for ball pythons, uh, when they get adult, you can, at least if you've played with them and messed with them, you can trust them. And I literally watch movies and have my snake sitting right up there watching the movie with me. And after they settle in, they're fine, man. I mean, I don't know. They're just the neatest things ever.
Okay. Yeah, I've had a couple snakes I just hang out with when I first, like my cream tree python. I really took time to try to calm him down because he was super cage aggressive. So I took time to calm him down. So it meant I held him a lot more, just sat with him a couple of times, and he got to a better understanding of just hanging out with me. But yeah, they could just hang out with you. They're real cool and chill.
Right. That's for sure. And even my daughter, my wife, all three of us will get a snake. I mean, literally, it's like going to the candy store. We come down into the snake room and we pick out which one we want. And then we
Yeah,
go upstairs and we watch TV or watch a movie. It's crazy, man. I mean, we just sit there for an hour and a half watching the movie or whatever, and spend family time together and all that good stuff too.
definitely, definitely. So I've seen pencils. Thanks for coming through. 212 exotics. Thanks for coming through. Mac, thanks for coming through. Angel, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Morphords, thanks for coming through. I think that's everybody. Derek, how does it sound now? Do I still sound muffled? Let me know. Uh, Tammy, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Okay, let's hit another question. So this is my favorite question. Usually ask people. One of my favorite questions. So, what is your favorite codom and recessive?
I would say, I know this is going to sound crazy,
There
but
it is, right there. That
yeah,
that pause. You go,
well,
it
I
was
mean,
this.
I like butter and pinstripe, and I know that sounds like so lame in today's terms or today's
I
times.
mean,
Yeah, but
my favorite is Inchy. So,
oh, yeah. Well, now another one is obviously spot nose. I love spot nose too. And right now, I've got the spot nose, the pinstripe, and the um, butter in my stuff. But I'm
okay.
wanting to get cypress, kind of move out there a little bit. But I'm starting small. You know how it is. I'm not going to blow tons of money and then be
Exactly.
snake rich and wallet poor.
Exactly. Hey, you got to build up, work up to it. It's not a problem.
And as
What's
far
up,
as my
North Ambition?
favorite,
Thanks for coming through.
as far as my favorite recessive, right now I've got three, and that is the clown, the pod, and hypo, or
Okay.
goat. Those are my favorite.
Okay. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah. Yeah. Clown is pretty much a staple at this point, so I can totally understand that. I am a little surprised that Pied is one up there for you. Uh, I'm getting told the bad mic. I don't know what happened
It's a
here.
little staticky. That's what I'm hearing on
Is
my
it
end.
okay? Something might have popped on it, unfortunately.
But you still look awful pretty.
Thank you. I might, I didn't drop it, but I think I hit it against something, so that little static. So unfortunately, guys, sorry about the static. You know, I'm not very good with equipment at times. But yeah, surprised that Pied is one of your favorites. Throw out there. What is it about Pied that you enjoy?
Um, I think they're beautiful. I don't care if it's high white, low white. I just think they're neat. And now that I've actually bought a a hypopod, and even a plain hypopod, the hypo really enhances the pod. The oranges are really pronounced and stuff like that. It really changes that um, typical normal pod to something completely different, and I think it's really
Hmm.
going to add to them. But yeah, I love pods. I mean, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for what I'm getting ready to say, and but to me, like I don't see a huge difference when I see a clown pod. That's just my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of people working towards that double recessive, getting a clown pod, and
Hmm.
I don't know. Or clowns are so unique on their own. I just don't. I don't know. It's just me. I think the pod kind of takes away from them. But as far as
Okay.
hypopod, I think hypo really accentuates. I think Inchy does too, though. Inchy, when you add
Yeah.
Inchy with pod, I think it just blows it out, man. It just looks
Yeah.
so cool.
That's my plan is eventually get clown pie with Inchy because Inchy keeps so much of the pattern
Yeah,
of
right,
pies, and it definitely would help with the clown to see that in that. So that's a goal down the road. Um, that's a goal hopefully next season actually. I have the possibility of doing that.
right.
Um, CJ, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you.
Hey, I see something where Hales Balls says everybody hates on pod, but they all work with it. But you know what? When I put my pods up for a morph market, bam, I sold five of them. Okay, I mean
Really?
they
Yeah,
sold like that, and
yeah.
it was
Hey,
crazy how
boss,
fast they
thanks for
went
coming
out.
through. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean pies. Like pies are still good sellers. People love pies. They're dynamic looking. They instantly catch your attention. Even for people not in the industry, when they see a pie, they ask questions about it because they're like, "Why does that snake look like that? What's going on with it? And can I touch it?" That's
Right.
usually what people say when they see pies. It's inevitable. Um, but it was super popular for maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, where people were just snatching up hides, and then Clown just overtook everything, and now Clown is at the top, and DG is starting to try to get up there to there.
Right. Yeah, I've actually had somebody text me and say, "What happened to all the scales on the pod?" Thinking that the white part was its skin, and that the only part that
Oh,
had scales was the colored part. And they were
yeah,
like, "Can you pick them up? How long do they live like that?" And I'm
yeah,
like, I was like, "Wow, man! See, that's somebody that's interested, and you don't want to beat them down. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
want to say,
yeah,
I tried to explain it to them, and they came
yeah.
away understanding better."
It's 100% how you tell people things. Some people have the ability to explain stuff where they're not talking down to someone or not belittling them, and actually encouraging them while explaining something to them. And some people can't, because they're I won't say they're not nice people, but they're just blunt. And when
Right.
they explain stuff, they just hit you with facts, and that can be misconstrued as being mean sometimes. So it
Exactly.
all depends on who explains it to you, how you're going to take it sometimes.
I believe that.
I tell people sometimes somebody's not mean like you think they are. They just don't know how to talk to people.
Right.
Got it. So pull yourself out of how they said it to you, and think about if the way they were saying it to you, different way. Like, it's hard to explain, but you can. Certain people are just factual people, and they're just hitting you with facts, and they're not, you know, dressing it up a little bit and being a little charismatic with the way they're telling you something.
Right. Right. There's a guy on YouTube. I'm probably going to screw his name up, but it seems like it's Brian's Boas, and
Okay.
he's real factual, and he comes off as a
Okay.
nerd, but he's got like 5,000 followers, and I think people accept him for what he is,
Yep.
and they're like, that's how he is. He cares more about the animal than he does about anything else. And he's very knowledgeable. But if you did not know him, he would come across as kind of arrogant, like a jerk
Mm,
almost. But he's
yeah,
not.
I can understand that. I can understand that. It is a skill communicating with people. It's a skill that people, for one, have to learn and have to continue practicing, because you can lose that skill.
But yep.
Mm. So, what camera do you use to make your YouTube videos?
Probably the one everybody uses, or most of people, is a Canon M50.
Okay,
And it
okay,
takes great pictures, but it also is a great movie camera, I think. And now this right here, what I'm using is a Logitech 920C, and
okay.
it says it records in or shows in 1080p. So
1080p, yeah.
right.
So what made you get an actual camcorder instead of just using your phone, perhaps? What made you do that? What made you go that route?
Well, ignorant. I didn't know no better. I just thought, how can a camera on your phone work better than this? And I know for a fact that my camera is probably superior to that Canon M50. And I actually use my camera when I'm doing egg cuttings. I'll take my phone and
Okay.
shoot down while I'm looking at the
Yep.
screen. And so I've learned to incorporate it only because of watching people like you saying, "Hey, I use my phone," and then that gave me trust in the phone.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
sound quality, as far as I'm concerned, sounds pretty decent.
Yeah. It is. It's not bad. These phones are computers in our pockets. Like, they can do so much, and people forget how much they can do. That's why I get a lot of people saying they um, they're not sure how to get started, and they need to buy a camera first. And I was like, well, if you have a phone, there's your camera.
Right. I 100% agree
There's
with
your
that.
computer. There's your editor right there. Is your phone.
But
There's your
check this
thumbnail
out.
maker.
I don't know if you were going to ask this, but I mean, if it relates to what I'm getting ready to say. Like, as far as my microphone, I use a Rode wireless microphone. I got
Okay.
this part right here, and then I got a microphone over here on my chest. But
Okay.
when I record sound with this, it sounds just as good. I mean, it sounds just as good. That's what blew my mind. I mean, I spent like $300 on this microphone when I could have just stuck with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it, sometimes you do have to upgrade things. Like I definitely went and got lights to help show everything a little better. But certain things you don't necessarily have to upgrade. You can add to them. Like I got attachments for my phone. I got attachments like I have a plug-in mic for my phone now. So I have a microphone just for the phone to plug into, so it get a little better sound quality. Um, I use another phone to be able to mirror it so I can see myself being recorded, so I can make sure I'm in frame most of the time.
Oh, that's smart.
Little stuff like that can make what you're using better, but you don't necessarily have to stop using it and get a whole new system per se.
Right.
Especially not before you're ready. Especially if you're just starting out, you don't need to go buy the most expensive camera. You got a phone which is already expensive as it is. You got something already you can use. The biggest thing is for people just to start half the time.
Right.
Honestly. Yeah. That's another great thing is it's only $19. And a lot of things aren't super expensive. You don't have to get the very top of the line stuff sometimes.
Exactly.
The middle time stuff works just as good sometimes.
Right. Yeah, I was surprised. I had a friend who had a lapel mic, and he got it off of Amazon, and it was like $12. It was during their Amazon Prime Day, and I thought for sure this is going to be a piece of junk, but it's not. I mean, a lot of that stuff is very, very economical. And had I to do this all over again, I would have definitely stuck with my phone for a camera.
Yeah.
That daggone camera was like, $550, $600. I can't remember what it was. I bought it
That's
like
a new animal.
Oh yeah.
That's why I try to spend as most of my money goes to acquiring animals. Right. So if I can do a DIY rack that works great, keeps my animals safe, they eat well, they breed in them, do all the things they need to do, I'm fine with doing that.
I totally get it. Totally get that. Sometimes
I do like your setup though. Your setup is beautiful.
I appreciate it, man. And the only reason why I did that was because when I first started watching YouTube videos on snakes, I was watching Chris Hardwick. Okay. And I'm sure everybody knows him who's in the chat room. And he pushed the ARS racks. And I thought, golly, and he made sense. He kept saying, ARS is the way to go. And in my mind, and you may already know this, but I'm 54 years old. And the older you get, you do start thinking, I'm going to buy once and it's going to last me the rest of my life, stuff like that. But other people are investing in their animals, and their animals are going to pay for their equipment down the road. You see what I'm saying? True. And both ways are fine as far as I'm concerned.
Yep, it's all about which way works for you and which way works best for you.
Right.
100%. Because if you are handy, make those racks yourself for a little bit for 2-3 years. Use those until your snakes can make you the money to buy those ARS or Freedom Breeder racks to get that more professional look at times. But do what helps you get there.
Right. 100%. I mean, I built my rat racks, and I'm totally happy with them.
Okay. Yeah, I got into building rat racks for people for a little bit, which is, I like it because I like working with my hands, love it. It just was time consuming to build other people's racks and do it in a certain amount of time and take care of my collection, be a dad, be a husband, work. So I was like, I think I might have to put it on the back burner. No more racks for a little bit, guys.
I got you. Plus, lumber's shot up so high, people don't want to pay the cost.
Definitely. I do have this new idea for a different type of style rack without using lumber. I'm still working out in my head. I don't know if it's gonna work at all. But if I ever get to the point where I'm breeding rats myself, I might go with that system.
Yeah, I
Um,
like Hale's Balls where he says, "At our age, we only need half a lifetime to worry about."
I definitely makes sense. What's up, Rob? Thanks for coming through. Jeremy, yes, I am. When I do go buy my racks, it's all gonna be ARS. I do love ARS racks. Uh, Hutch, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Hello. Yeah, this is very true. 100% true. So before we hit another question, it is time for tip of the week. Just so you guys know, tip of the week is when I put a post on my Instagram or my Facebook, and all you got to do is put a tip under that, and whichever tip gets the most likes get put on the next episode of Under 1,000 Pod. And I give you a little shout out for putting that tip down. So look out for that one. I usually post it Saturday morning. I usually make the post Saturday morning, so you can definitely do that. But you also can sponsor this segment if you're interested in sponsoring the segment, getting your name out there a little more, and helping out GP Snakes over here. Let me know if you're interested in it. I'll let you know the details of how you can sponsor this segment. Just send me a DM. Usually can sponsor the episode, but those are all filled up for this year, which thank you everyone. Greatly appreciate that. But definitely still got some spots for tip of the week sponsorship. So let me know if you're interested in that. Without further ado, it's time for tip of the week.
This week's tip comes from Craft Brew Morphology. Don't be afraid to humble yourself and ask questions when you're new. It's okay not to know everything. 100%. I asked so many questions when I first started. I'm still asking questions now. Like I say, there is no stupid question. Okay, some questions are stupid, but still ask them because you never know where that answer might take you. 100% know the answer. Thanks, Craft Brew Morphology. Go check them out on Instagram and YouTube. And this has been Tip of the Week.
Yes, thanks for that tip. Definitely ask questions. You never know what answer you might get and how it might help you. Even if you think it's the dumbest question ever, ask that question. You never know. Most likely, there's like 6 other people has the same question. 100%.
That's right. That's what our teachers used to say.
Definitely. I wish I asked so many more questions in school. So
Yeah, here.
What's up, Reese? Thanks for coming through. So let's hit another question. So I know the answer to this, so I'm going to get a little more into detail with it. But do you breed your rat? Do you breed your snake food, or do you buy it?
I definitely breed my rats, and I'm a wholehearted supporter of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see the quality of the food they eat. I know this is going to sound like a crazy analogy to those who don't breed their own food, but literally when I look at my rats, I look like I got money in the bank. I mean, I don't have to pay for food. I mean, and if I'm feeling indulgent and I want to go throw a snack to one of my snakes, it's no big deal. And if he don't eat it, I don't care. I mean, it's not a huge problem. So I definitely am a firm believer in that. And this year, being that I had all these babies, I realized a lot of people try to start them off on rat pups, small rat pups. But I actually bought some mice just so I wouldn't have any problems whatsoever. And I started off with 2 females and 1 male, and already in literally 3 months, I'm at 4 breeding colonies.
Oh wow!
Because those 8 clutches that I got, a lot of them came in at once, and I wanted to be ready. And yeah, as far as live feed, some people won't agree with this, but I do live feed, and it's to me it's very cost effective. I mean, if they don't eat, I put the rat back. The other thing is, and a lot of people may not agree with this, everybody's got to do their own thing.
True.
The more I read about ASFs, how they only got to like 90 grams, I thought, gosh, I'm going to feed a little more often but smaller size. And
Yep.
so I'll feed my snakes like 80, 90 gram rats where I know these snakes are 3,000 grams. They're going to take that rat down in an instant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do that. And I'm telling you, I've not had any problems. I've never had any get hurt. Now, I know there's always a first time, but I
Yeah.
always put them in there. I monitor them, pull them out if they're not going to eat, and I go on about my business.
Yep. You're being responsible. You're watching and making sure that rat's not hurting that snake, but making sure that snake is not unnecessarily brutalizing that rat. Kill him and eat him.
Right.
Do
Yeah.
your job.
And you know as well as I do, man, when they're ready to eat, that thing is going to get popped so fast. It don't even
Yep.
as soon as it hits the ground, bam, it's gone.
Yep. I have most of my collection eats frozen thawed. I've only did that because I knew I couldn't breed rats because the wife was like, "Hey, you're not doing that in this house." She has a super nose, so she can smell everything, and there is no possible way I could stay on top of cleaning the rats to where they wouldn't stink at all. No possible way. And now my chihuahuas agree with me. So frozen thaw was the way to go for me. But I've had a couple snakes that would only eat live. Over time, I got them to switch over, but it takes a little practice, takes a little time, and it takes a lot of patience. Lot of patience. But if I do start breeding, I might just stick with freezing off what I breed. Breed the rats, kill them, freeze them off, and still frozen thaw, just in case I can't breed anymore. I have to switch back to frozen thaw. I don't want to have to flip the whole collection. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yes, it might be a little more work. Okay.
And what got me into this was COVID, to be honest with you, because daggone it, man, you try to order rats during COVID and they weren't coming. And I lucked out somebody that had some rats, live rats, and I got me 2 females and a male, and now I've got 12 tubs of them. You know, the big masonry mixing tubs, and that is perfect for me. I only do 2 female per every male, and it's a lot. I think it's a lot more room for them, and I clean them once a week. I'm very religious about that. I don't have any chew outs, and granted, I understand a lot of these guys and girls who do their own rats, and they've got massive amounts of them. It's hard to keep up on all that, and I get that.
Yeah.
But I only got like 23 full-grown ball pythons, and it's easy to manage that, you know.
Yeah, that's very easy to manage. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hey Kai, thanks for coming through. Low Life Exotics, thanks for coming through. We had a question. So maybe that wasn't for you. It said Jay, but you said you breed African sulfurs and rats, and you breed mice as well, right?
No, I don't breed African sulfurs.
Okay, you do. Okay.
No,
okay.
What I was saying was I read where they only get 90 grams, and I thought, I
Yeah.
really don't want to put a 300 gram, massive rat in there with a snake, and I would be more worried about it getting hurt. So I thought, well, I'm going to feed a little more often, but at smaller size, like 90 grams. You know, if they're thriving out in the wild, eating 90 gram ASFs, they ought to be able to thrive pretty well doing this too.
True.
And that's what I did, you know.
Okay.
And it's the snake can easily take down a 90 gram rat, you know.
True.
And,
very true.
But I saw where Hales Balls was mentioning that there was in Wisconsin there was a shortage, but that's what got me doing it. It was so hard to get rats.
Yeah, it was hard out here.
I was scared, man, because I'm like you know, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I got to get food, because I don't want to worry about it. And now I do not have to worry about it.
Yeah. Rob, it is, I would say, doing frozen thaw is a little more time consuming. It is. I get you got to warm the rats up. You got to make sure they stay warm. And then until you get your animals really good on them, you kind of waste rats when they don't eat them, unfortunately. So there is the pros and cons to it, as well as doing live. There's pros and cons to that. Speaking of Anthony, he says saving money breeding rats. Yes, you do save money,
Yeah.
but you do spend time. So you're saving that money, but you're spending that time. So you got to balance that out as well. Everything comes with a catch here. That's just the
Right.
way it goes sometimes.
Well, and I don't know about you, but see, obviously, the older you get, the more time you spend at home. You know,
This is true.
fun is not getting wasted at a party. You know what I'm saying? Fun is being able to, read the paper or whatever. So I don't mind taking care of my rats, and literally my rats, the male and female rats, the adults, I take really good care of them. And
Okay.
I mean, I feed them carrots and blueberries, and I mean, whatever's in season, they got it made. Plus, I feed them Missouri 6F rodent food, and um, so they're well taken care of.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I do like the idea of you knowing what's going into your rats, which ultimately is going into your snakes, so you can keep everything as healthy as possible. Love that idea. Love that factor. Love being able to just go out there, grab a rat because you need a rat. Um, those are all positives, and of course, you can sell off the excess, which also can fund your rat food particular.
Correct.
So it's taking care of itself to an
Right.
extent. So it's not coming out of your pocket. All positive.
Yeah.
So trust me, I am 100% on breeding your rats. 100%. The wife is not. So that's where we get the butt heads at.
Right.
So until these snakes can buy me a house where I can have a whole rat building outside, that's what we're looking for. That's the goal. A rat building outside, so I can do that.
Right.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I'm lucky where I'm at. I've got a guy who raises falcons. Okay, and
Oh,
he buys about $60 a month in rats from me. Well, that pays for
oh,
my rat food.
yep,
Easy. I
yep.
mean, easy.
Oh,
And he's happy.
nice,
I'm happy, and it works out great.
nice. That is nice. See, those are those little gems you find throughout this whole industry. You find certain ways that other industries interact with you and help you.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. That's
Well, it was
beautiful.
weird. I had put on the snake on Facebook. There's a snake group in my area. Rats,
Mm-hmm.
rats, rats. And all of a sudden, this guy that I know, he's texting me, and I'm like, What? This guy don't have no snakes. What does he want?" And he's asking me, "You got any rats?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What do you want for?" He goes, "Oh, I have falcons." I'm like, "Holy smokes! I never even thought about that." So that's worked out great.
Hey, definitely, I like that. Far exotics, thanks for coming through. Um, one more question about the rats. At what point, on what number snake did you go? Oh, I need to start breeding rats. Where were you
Number
at on
three.
the number of snakes?
Number
Three.
three. Yeah,
Number three. Okay.
because I got it in 2018, and by March, I'm trying to remember if it was March of 2019, COVID hit, and my daughter got pulled out of school. I mean, because the school shut down, and that's when I started experiencing shipping problems. And
Mm,
I'm pretty sure it was March of 2019, and it just flipped me out. I couldn't believe it, and I think it was, or was it 2020? But anyway, it was number three. I had three snakes, and I just got to thinking, I'm not going to be stressing out on whether I can get food or not. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the rats. I got plenty of room for them, and again, I just like the idea of literally walking over and pulling a rat out anytime I want and feeding it anytime I want. It just feels
yep.
comfortable. I like that sense about it.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Um, I think it might have been 2020. Oh, what happened?
Okay, 2020. Okay,
Did your camera go out?
who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what's going on here. Hold on just a second. Do you hear me still?
I can hear you, but I can't see. Can other people see him? Can you guys see Chip, or is it just my end? It might be mine.
Hold
I don't
on.
know. Technology is great half the time.
Let me
Uh,
see what I got to figure this out. right. Hey, there you go. How about now? Come on. What in the heck? Darn, I don't understand.
I don't. So,
Well, just keep talking. I'll figure this out.
okay. So Rob, I won't. Yeah, so they can't see you, but they can hear you. They can hear you. We can't see you, so that's fine. As long as we can still at least hear you, that's great. If you want to try to close out and come back in, see if that works.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Yeah, try that out. It might.
All right. I'll be right back.
No problem. Rob, so if I do switch over and start breeding, I probably will stick with probably will stick with frozen thaw, honestly. I will just freeze my rats and do it that way. Just in case I stop breeding and have to go back to frozen thaw, I didn't want to have to try to switch everybody back. So that's probably what I would do. See, we got them. It is.
Let me try it one more time.
Okay. See, great minds think alike. No, you can't see him. What did I say? You have. So we'll ask him that when we come. Put that a star on that. We'll ask him when we come back. Just got real. You guys are. That's the love. That's the love, guys. So while we wait for Chip to get back, I had a question for you guys. Oh, so I do two questions. Do you guys like it when I do the videos when I show the whole clutch in one video, where I go from the girl laying the eggs, and pulling the eggs, cutting the eggs, and then showing the babies out of the egg, all in one video? Or do you like the separate videos? Let me know. Let me know how you guys like that. Chip didn't pay his light bill. Let me know about that. There was somebody else that said something that I was interested in. Let's see. Yeah, Steven, what is the shortage? We have a shortage going on in Wisconsin for rats. I've been able to get rats here and there, so I don't think it's that bad. I think we got them back.
I'm sorry about that, man.
Hey, it happens. That's the joy of live.
That's why I got all the gray hair. I will keep my fingers off the keyboard.
That's the joy of live. Oh, I didn't know if you've seen this one. It said you got handsome when your stuff.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Must be all that cheese I ate from Wisconsin. Or maybe it's the beer I drank. I don't know which.
Okay. Hey, we do make beer. We definitely make beer.
You're in Wisconsin too?
I'm in Wisconsin, yes. I'm in Wisconsin.
I was telling Jeremy from Warfels, I was like, everybody is in Wisconsin or Pennsylvania. At least all the good ones are. I mean, I'm sure there's some good ones down this way, but I haven't met many. Blue Ridge Morphs, I think, is out of Asheville. They're nice.
Okay. People. Okay. Yeah. He is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize that we had so many people in Wisconsin either. Which shocked me. We should do like Pennsylvania. PA did like a whole little meetup thing. We should do that for Wisconsin. I'm gonna try to get that organized and try to get that done. Let me put that on my notes app to try to.
I see that question you got there from Hale's Balls. Yep. I actually have mine in my basement. And,
okay.
My rats, and I got my rats in one room and my snakes in another. And psychologically, I'm thinking, well, if I have the rats in the room with the snakes, they're going to smell food all the time, and I don't want their sense of wanting to strike to go away, so I keep them separated.
Okay. So I've had a couple different people go back and forth on that. And I could get the logic of the smell being in the room because they mostly hunt by smell. Well, mostly hunt by heat, but also smell. So I could totally understand that. Um, but I've had guys that be like, yeah, it never really affected them. Their feeding response never changed with the rats in the room. So I don't
Right.
know if it's because they just got used to it and they just start hunting by heat at that point. Could be. Um, but as always, it's what works for you. If it
Right.
works for you, it ain't broke. Don't try to fix it. It's
There you
working for
go.
you.
There you go.
100%. So I asked a couple people if they liked the way I do videos. Where I've been recently doing videos where I show the whole clutch from dropping to cutting to showing the babies all in one video. Just only because I've had so many clutches this season, which is great. I broke my record of 6 clutches in one season. I'm at 13 now, so I doubled that record, which is crazy, exciting and terrifying. But your first season just ended, right? You just pulled your
Yeah, pulled my last clutch. Right.
last clutch, so you hit 8 clutches for this season.
Correct. Yeah.
That is congrats, man. That is amazing. That
I
is
appreciate it.
amazing.
Well, and like I said, you may or may not know this, but in 2018, when I started buying snakes, I started doing filming YouTube videos and banking them, saving them, so
Oh,
that
okay.
when I started my channel, I would have 52 weeks of videos, or 50, yeah.
Oh,
And that's why if you ever look at any of my videos in the past, the back wall's white, and then as I get further into it, I've got this 10 up, but I didn't want to feel rushed where I had to hurry up and get a video out, so I did a year's worth of videos, and that gave me time to really think about what I was going to do.
I'm about to clip this, and I'm gonna use this as a clip because that is so smart. That is so smart because I get people asking me all the time, how should I start? Do I need to wait? The fact that you started filming stuff and didn't even post it yet, you started filming stuff in the anticipation of making your channel.
Right, and see,
Touche,
YouTube will
sir.
let you upload it. So I uploaded 52 videos, and then I would push, public every week.
Schedule.
And then if
Oh,
I had
wow.
something neat to show, I would still film that video too and put it in the mix of it. Like
Oh,
Wednesday
wow.
night or Saturday,
Oh,
and
wow. Chip, you're working on a whole different new level than I am. That's just, oh, wow, Chip.
I appreciate
I
that.
touche, touche.
But
Wow,
the
that's
great
good.
thing was I didn't feel like I had to do it. If I didn't feel like doing it,
Exactly,
I didn't have to. And
exactly.
so
Okay, so apparently we have a shortage in Wisconsin. I'm gonna let you know about a person I'm using. Hells, I'm gonna hit you up later and let you know. See if that person can help you with it. Marcus, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you having fun dealing with. Yeah, this stuff. I'm so sorry. It sucks that you got the thunderstorm, but I understand because mine freak out when there's thunderstorms as well. They go crazy, yipping all over the place. Definitely, definitely. Um, if you guys have any questions for Chip, throw it in the chat. We'll definitely get to it. I'm about to ask him my. Wait, no, I have 2 more questions actually. See, we got so sidetracked on other stuff, which is great.
yep,
Yo, look. So you did talk about unless you pretty sure you made a video about it, but you said you had only one snag for this
yeah.
breeding season.
All right,
Did you want
here's
to
that.
talk about that? Or
Yep,
okay,
yep, yep,
hey,
yep.
okay,
This is my what you remember you said you were going to ask me what did I want to promote? This is where I'm getting ready to promote.
okay.
My clutch number 3 was a complete disaster. And
Um,
I don't know, for those of you who watch my channel, like an idiot, I ran out of plastic straws when I was putting my eggs in, and
yeah.
I thought, well, gosh, I'm gonna use bamboo skewers because they're bamboo and they resist mold and all this good stuff. So I put them all in there, put them in my incubator, and about a week went by, And Chris from B&S Reptilia, he said, hey, you might want to check on that, make sure they're okay, because that's going to promote mold. And in my logic, I thought, oh, well, it'll be fine because they resist mold, but they don't, but they also promote it. So I opened it up, and holy smoke, I had mold everywhere. And so Chris said, hey, pull them out, transfer them over to a clean tub, wipe them all down. And I did that. And they weren't out but about 5 minutes. I mean, I transferred all of them over, and I had 11 eggs. Well, when that clutch was due, I thought to myself, well, I'm going to let them pip naturally instead of cutting them on day 55. So day 58, I had 3 pipped. Well, day 60, I thought I'm going to go ahead and cut. I'll be daggone if I didn't go in there, and 9 of them were dead. They were dead. And well, that ain't the half of them, man. Of the 3 that I got out of it, one of them had hard belly, and I've got a video on me removing hard belly out of this snake, and this snake was 26 grams, and I'm telling you, I squeezed out the hard belly, which is, I believe it's a yolk sac that did not absorb, and that snake ended up weighing 26 grams. Well, I'm happy to say right now he's at 48.
Okay.
I'm having to assist feed him, but so I've got a video of me squeezing that thing out, and I'm telling you, for a brand new breeder, it was freaky scary to do that.
Yeah, I can understand that. Oh, wow.
I got it all filmed, and I'm going to be releasing that video. I would say not this Saturday, but next Saturday, and it's got me cutting that clutch with them all dead, and it's got me also showing you the hard belly, and then having to actually remove the hard belly, and then it shows me I shows me assist feeding him once. But he has since I've had to assist feed him 2 more times, but now he's went from 26 grams to 48 grams, and he's still living and he's pooping, and so me squeezing out that hard belly did not screw him up.
Okay. Oh wow, that is, especially for your first time breeding, you had to squeeze out a hard belly, you had to assist feed.
Right.
You kind of, I'm gonna ask you off camera because I want people to go watch that video. But do you talk about why you believe they didn't make it out of the egg?
I mean, I can tell you, either one, I don't know how the bamboo skewers could have caused it, because I mean, once I wiped the eggs off, I did spray a paper towel with chlorhexidine and wipe the eggs off and put them back. And I had previously marked them, so I knew where the yolk was, or the embryo on top, so I didn't turn them upside down or anything weird like that. Part of me makes me think I should have cut them earlier.
Okay.
I don't know
why. You think they might have drowned in the egg instead of?
And I don't know if the chlorhexidine chemically altered the eggshell and made it bond, where it was harder to get out. I don't know. But the 3 they lived, and the other 9 they were all dead. I mean, they were fully formed and everything, and they were dead.
And that's why. That's one of the reasons why I cut, just to make sure they can get out, because sometimes they're not born with that egg tube, and they can't cut their way out.
Right.
I know we have those people are like, which, hey, if it works for you, touche. You got the no cut club, where they don't believe in cutting. Which I'm like, hey, that's your animal. That's all to you. But if I can save my animal, I'm gonna try to save my animal. I'm trying to make sure they have the best foot forward. I mean, they're here because I decided to do something. I decided to breed something together. So
and Mark of 403 Fauna is a no-cut club, but he's cool about it, man. He doesn't shove it in your face.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. This is how he is. The other thing too, I've had people say, "Well, that's not right that you say that you assist feed that snake." I'm like, I'm not gonna let this snake die.
Exactly. If I have a chance to save it, I'm gonna try my best to save it.
Right. They're saying that's cruel by feeding it. I don't even understand that.
I don't understand that either. Because I have 3 snakes Well, two of them that are adult now that I had to assist feed to get eating, and then they start eating on their own with no problem. Healthy
Right.
snakes right now. I think one actually gave me a clutch. Actually, healthy snakes. So I'm like, why wouldn't you? Like human beings get help as babies
Right.
at times. So why are we not doing the same thing for animals? Why I don't
Right.
understand. That's a
Well, one
whole
good
nother
thing
bag of worms.
right was Chris. I was able to speak to Chris, and he was like, this is what I would do. This is, because that hard belly was a freaky thing to do, man. I mean, you're literally
Hmm.
squeezing out something that big out of the vent on that snake, and you're thinking you're ripping its insides out. But it did fine. It has pooped and it has eaten and it, not on its own eaten. But my point is, and it's gained weight. It's almost doubled in size. And I'm going to keep that snake. I wouldn't care if it was a normal. I mean, I'm so happy and proud of that snake.
Hey, if you can save your animal, you save your animal.
Right,
Let people say what they gonna say. Hey, I'm tone deaf to it half the time. I'm gonna do what I need to do for my animals. Period.
right.
Prophecy Exotics, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Um, so let me get. That's a great story. So look, when is that episode gonna come out?
It's either going to
That
cut.
video.
It's not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Okay,
And
next Saturday.
tomorrow I got
So that's the
a box
20.
opening video tomorrow, but then the next video, the one we're talking about now, is next
17th.
Saturday,
So
whatever
that'll be
that
the
is.
17th. So
Right,
Saturday 17th, that video about Clutch 3 from Chip will come out. And you
right.
usually put all your videos. So what is your video schedule since we're talking about schedule right
I
now for
do
your YouTube
two.
videos?
I do my Wednesday night video, which is the King of the Mountain, King of the Hill, and then Saturday is my just general. Hey, what's happening over here? This is what I got available. That kind of stuff like that.
Okay, okay. So we're gonna do this question, and I want to come back to the King of the Hill and King of the Mountain, talk about that
Okay.
a little bit. So what do you use to edit your videos?
Okay. I use Filmora 11.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I personally, I've got a complaint about it, but I got a praise about it. I love it because when I first bought it, it was like $65 lifetime licensing fee, and that's what I did. I mean, I bought it, and it
Uh
for
huh.
the rest of my life, I saved the license, and I'm happy as a lark, and I know how to use it. The only thing I don't like about it is that it if you use something a lot, like a trick, or not a trick, but like a neat intro, like subscribe with all pretty rainbow colors and all this, after about a month or so, they try to take that away from you and say, hey, you can buy it if you want to. That I hate that. Luckily,
Mm,
it's only happened twice, but I have a feeling that the years goes by, they're going to be more apt to try to sell junk back to me that I'm already using.
yeah, yeah. I'm not
But
a fan of that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
but
honestly just downloaded a new video editor just in case something happens to the video editor I normally use.
right,
So I'm learning another program just in case.
right. Who are you using?
So I use KinMaster.
Right,
Um, it's it's good. It does what I need. It cuts. It adds music. It adds like graphics when I need to. I can fade in, fade out. Cool.
right,
It does what I need. It looks. Is it professional? Most likely not. But it does what I need and makes my videos look good. And it still has stuff I can use to upgrade my videos and do more stuff on it. I just haven't
right.
played around with it more. And it's
Well,
free, so that's a positive.
yeah.
Um,
Well, talking about a good segue into the King of the Mountain. If you like those King of the Mountain videos and all the editing that goes on, that's all Filmora 11.
okay.
And the more I use it, the more I get used to it, and I love that aspect of it. And I think
Hmm.
those videos turn out pretty decent, as far as the edits and the cuts and the adding special stuff to it. So, but yeah,
Yep. He also uses it.
yeah, I
He
see
also
that.
uses it.
Yeah, I'll tell you something, hell's balls. Every time they offer me a free upgrade, I decline. I'm happy with the way it is, and I just stop adding to it.
Hey, I can understand that. I can
Yeah,
understand that. I also, so the other one I downloaded was CapCut. I seen it on TikTok. People using it on TikTok. I used it. I actually used it for my Thursday video, my yesterday video, next up episode. I used it for that. So that was totally used in CapCut. I did the editing all in that. Only thing I don't like about that so far is at the end of your video, they promote themselves and put CapCut.
right.
And I didn't realize it. I think I can cut that out and not have that. But that's my only small gripe. But it's free. It's a free
Right.
program, so that's very small gripe. And I might just leave it in and give them a little bit of promotion because they got a good program. They let me,
Right.
and they have a lot more stuff on there than the KinMaster I normally use. So I'm going to be playing around with it a little more and see what I can do with it. So we'll see. But yeah,
Right.
if you guys are in the market for a free editor, CapCut, check that out. That's definitely worth doing. But if you guys have any more questions for Chip, put it in the comments because I'm about to. Oh, we're about to talk about King of Hill for a second. So, so first question: what made you come up with this idea? Where did this inspiration for this idea spark on you?
Lack of ideas. I was starting to run out of ideas, man. You know, after you do 52 videos and you're like, you can only show how to clean a tub, you know, about
So
twice,
many
and people are
times.
sick of that. And you know, with the economy going to heck in a handbasket like it's been doing, I thought, gosh, I'm going to try to do something where these breeders or whoever that has a snake can get $100 and let the
Mm-hmm.
public pick out who they want.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, I also get subscribers because and I mean, you don't have to subscribe to vote, but it sure helps me out.
Yep.
And I do it every week, so you always will see something that somebody you probably know that's got a snake up there.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, I thought, how can I promote other people at the same time I'm doing this? And that's where I came up with the who's handling security and who's
Mm-hmm.
handling the hosting the party. And you've been there twice. One, you were just an interviewer. You were interviewing people in the audience, and I think I had you hosting the party once. But uh, but anyway, it's kind of neat because you never can't do who's gonna be there.
Exactly.
And you know, I've had Lady Tiz, you know, Nicole in there a lot. Dominique, I've had her in there quite a few times. I love TK. He's been in there a bunch,
Okay.
and more Forge. I just recently had them on there, and it's kind of neat because I poke a little fun. Everybody, you know, I mean, I don't say anything crazy, but I mean,
Exactly. It's all in good fun.
right, right, and everybody's happy, and it's in the pictures I get off Instagram, so it's not like you can say, "Why did you put that picture of me?" You know, because you put it on there too. So I got your picture on there.
You put that picture up, so I assume you're okay with it.
Right, right,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when I first saw it and you said my name, I was like, "Hey, that's me. Hold on, that's me." And it just gave me this giant smile. Because I wasn't expecting it. It caught me off guard, but it was amazing. So thank you for that. That's
oh,
cool.
thank you,
I
man.
love this idea. I definitely want to see you keep doing it. I want to see it expand. For hopefully next year you expand it a little more, just a little more detail or a little more stuff going on with it. Because I think it's a really cool way to interact people within the community and show them on your channel by promoting them as well, but also showing the fun side of you. That
Yeah.
is an amazing way to do that.
Yeah, well, I enjoy doing it, and like I said, everybody that has, I've actually had people say, "Hey, can you put me on there?" And that's the other thing that's weird is that uh, I run out of people to think of. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is sometimes people won't have their pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
All they ever show is their hands or whatever, and I'm like, I
Yep.
got to have some face time
Yep.
here,
Yep.
and
I did realize like I have to start taking actual pictures of myself. Even though I do the videos all the time and I'm always in the videos, see me, my Instagram is just snake, 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 snake. I ever so often have to put myself in there.
Right. That's right. Well, I had to look real hard on yours because you got a bunch of posts. But I was having to cut your face out next to somebody else. But I managed to get you in there.
Yeah, I appreciate the work you do with it. It is time consuming. All that editing, getting pictures, cropping stuff, putting it up there, getting the text. It is a lot of work, but I do appreciate you doing it, and it shows the passion you have for it. 100%.
Well, I totally enjoy doing it, and I look forward to Wednesday nights to see hopefully some reaction. Like, because a lot of times I won't even tell people that they're going to be on there, and
Yeah.
sometimes I will. I'll say, hey, I'm going to put you on there. Hope you're okay with this. And a lot of times they're like, oh yeah, man, yeah, that's cool. And but like Dominique, I never did tell her, and I put her on there, and man, she like to died. She thought it was so funny, So, and she's a sweet lady. I mean, I don't know her personally, but she seems like a very sweet lady.
Yeah, she is a nice lady. She is definitely getting a lot of animals. She's grown in the community. She actually was on a live. She was on Celtic Balls Live. If you guys haven't watched it, go check out their channel. She was
I
on.
saw it.
Okay. She
Yeah, I
was
think
on
it was this past Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, this past Saturday, Celtic Balls does a live, ladies only live, which they talk to all ladies within the community. Great idea. Love it. Go check them out. Go check out their channel. Angie does a great job interviewing. Me and her talked about her doing this show, and she definitely was afraid of doing it for a long time. I was like, Angie, you can do this. You 100% do this. Yes, you're going to be super nervous that first couple times, but then you're going to find your groove and you're doing well. And she's found her groove. She's having so much fun doing it. You can tell the passion, the love for it. Definitely go check it out. They have usually Saturday nights they do their live, so check that out. I can't remember the time right now, but definitely check that out. Great.
Like Rob, I see Rob saying, "Call me John Cena because you can't see me." I tried to find his picture. I was going to put him on there, and he didn't got no picture.
Rob, you need a picture. You can't be on the show because you can't. You don't know a picture.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So we had one question from Prophecy Exotics. What is your goal snake? Which kind of comes into my question. So we're gonna ask you for two answers for this. So what is your goal snake? Think about that. And what is your dream snake, dream morph to make?
Well, yeah, this is probably a naive response, but I love. If you ever see my first clutch cutting video, I am not lying. I could have cried. I mean, I was so.
I rewatched that today. I honestly,
just to see that. I mean, I was so astounded by the way it looked, and I was so happy. I didn't give a crap if it was a normal. I mean, I was just so happy, and I just want them to be healthy. I know that sounds like a cliche, but I just want them to be healthy, normal looking, snakes without any problems. And I mean, I love clowns, and yeah, I know I'm not going to be that guy that makes the, first ever this or first ever that. But I don't know. I just want to make beautiful snakes.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to sell them, obviously. And I want to be known in the community as an honest guy, and just trying to do a good job, and that's about it.
I definitely understand that. That first time cutting a clutch is just, it's amazing, and it's sometimes life changing, seeing that whole process and finally coming to a baby and an egg. It's like, wow, that happened, and I was kind of helped that along, and you feel this sense of pride and just being proud of it as well. It's amazing, and you honestly start chasing that feeling throughout your egg cutting to where you're just hitting great odds or making amazing looking animals. So that it never goes away. It just adjusts. slowly
Right, right.
throughout the years.
And I'll say this. I mean, I'm definitely learning here because when that third clutch came out and they were all messed up, and then when my fourth clutch came out and some of them had really big bellies, I didn't know what the heck that was either. And I called Chris. He's like, "That's normal." He goes, "Don't worry about it. As long as it's soft, that's normal."
Yeah.
And I think what threw me off is my very first two clutches. They came out perfect. They were totally normal looking, exactly what I thought they were going to look like. And then I got so scared off by that third clutch being so devastated by how many died. But I think it's opened my eyes up on what to expect. I mean, and how to handle things and how to take care of them. And so far, that was a good learning experience with that third clutch that happened. But and also meeting people like yourself, being able to call if I want to ask a question. And I've never had anybody say, "Man, you're bothering me," or they always have a response to help me out if I have a question.
Yeah.
Like I see
that's
the exotics saying, "Let's get together." Like I don't, I am going to get up with him somehow or another. I'm assuming he's on Instagram or she.
He's on Instagram. Yeah, he's on Instagram.
Okay.
He's in Wisconsin too. He's starting out his breeder journey too. He's getting animals. He should be. I think he actually had his first clutch this season. I think he had a breeder loan clutch with a friend this season. So I think this is technically his first breeding season. So it's a process. Everything is great. He's got some animals coming too. He's got some nice clown stuff. He's definitely big in the clown. Definitely.
Well, can I show you one of my little clowns real quick?
Oh God,
I got
yes.
it right here. This was my first clutch. And it's a leopard blade pastel clown.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he came out perfect as far as I'm concerned. About the only bad thing was out of the 7, 6 were males. I mean, terrible odds on that.
Yeah, but, sausage fest. It happens.
Yeah. But I wanted a pastel leopard blade clown, and that's what I got. I'm so happy about that.
Nice.
And then my second clutch, this would be the last one. My second clutch, these are pastel yellow belly pieds, right?
Pastel yellow belly pieds. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm at here. Here we go.
There you go. And nice.
Again, I had 7, and I had 5, and 4 were male, and only had 1 female. So, but you can't change that. There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, sometimes you don't hit those sex odds you want. That's the gamble about breeding as well. Yeah, I had a whole clutch of males. It was a clown. That was an inchy clown to a lavender albino girl. I was trying to get double heads to raise up. 5 eggs. I got 1 inchy, 4 normals, everything male. So that was not the outcome I was looking for.
Well, this may be a dumb question, but statistically, is it always more male, or is that?
So I've had clutches where I've had all females. I've had clutches where I've had 1 male, the rest female. I've had clutches where 3 males, 1 female. It just varies. I know some people have been trying to see if it's a temperature thing, if you can set at a certain temperatures like geckos, I believe. But it is a luck of the draw, it seems. You just hope for the best. There's no rhyme or reason. You just have a 50-50 chance, pretty much.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, that's after I kind of try to figure out what I have. The second thing is I try to see if it's a male or a female.
Right.
And that usually lets me know if it's staying or going.
Right. And see, now that's one thing too. In the 3-year build up to where I'm at now, is I watched a ton of cutting videos and sexing videos. And so if you ever watch any of my when I take them out of the tub after their first shed, I'm able to. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a genius at this, but what I'm trying to say is from watching all those videos, I can pop with no problems. I mean, and and that's only from watching a ton of videos and watching a ton
Yep.
of cutting videos, and then you get that hand-on experience, and once you learn how to pop, it like sticks with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Yep.
and now I bought the kit for the probing. I'm
Okay.
afraid to stick that probe in there.
Yeah. That's the. Oh, I could never try to probe because I was so scared of hurting them using the probe. So
Right.
I learned to pop, and I felt that was safer.
I do too. I
Um,
agree, man.
yeah, I can't probe. I've never tried, and I'm like, yeah. I've seen people do it in person. Like, yeah, that's not for me. I'll just pop it.
Yeah.
I'll just pop it. And I
It's
know people
supposed to be.
say it's hard to do. It's hard to pop adults, big girls, all this, big males. It's not. You just got to get the snake to calm down. Once you get them to relax, they pop real easily. Once you
Right.
get them to relax, you just got to keep them from being too tense. It means you got to take your time. You can't do it right away. Take some time. Let them crawl around. Let them get comfortable, and then bam, pop it.
Yeah.
It's like it's you got to romance that snake.
That's right.
Romance it.
There you go.
Somebody's gonna clip that. I know they are. So yeah, that's all my questions I have for Chip. I'm gonna have some more questions for Chip, but we're gonna talk that later. But thank you guys for checking out the video. Like Chip said, go check out his videos. Videos are on Saturday and Wednesday. The big Clutch 3 video, his one kind of disaster of the season, that's coming out on the 17th, Saturday the 17th of this month. So check that out. I like that Chip's showing the good and the bad about this hobby, about breeding. It's definitely, you got to keep people's heads in perspective of what breeding does and the goods and the bad of it. So people can be prepared for that 100%.
There you go.
Also, check Chip's TikTok out. No videos, but you
No,
can just
no
go
video.
follow him. Definitely
Right.
follow him. But anything else, Chip, you want to let people know about? You got snakes for sale, Morph Market,
Oh
right?
yeah, Morph Market right now. There's 5 on there, and I'm getting ready to list 9 het clowns. They're all 100% het clown, and they're
Okay.
a mixture of butter, fire, inchy, and yellow belly. Um, and in about a month, I'm going to have some spot nose inchy clowns. That's going to be a good clutch right there.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I can't
Okay.
wait for that to come out.
Nice.
I got
Um,
10 eggs with that.
Oh, wow. So you've been having like pretty big size clutches.
Yeah, the smallest I had was 5, and the other ones were 7, 9, 10, and 11. And there was something else there, but the 11 clutch, that's the one that I lost 9 eggs. But
Okay.
thankfully, this sounds like a horrible thing to say. That was a normal and a inchy yellow belly fire 100% het pied. So nothing like striking came out of it, but I still hated losing 9 snakes.
Yeah, I can understand that. I assist feed a male normal because I want to make sure he makes it. So I
Right.
can understand, even if it's not a powerful gene or powerful morphs, it's still an animal that you brought in this world and want to make sure that it has the best chance of survival and be healthy. That's your goal, 100%.
Right. And you know, a lot of people that have never assist fed or again squeezing out that hard belly, in your mind you're like, I know I don't want to hurt this snake, and I hope this
Yeah.
snake knows I don't want to hurt it. And thankfully, this snake let me do what I had to do, and you know, that's all I can say. I was so glad to get that thing out of him, though. But I
Yeah.
watched the video by Justin Kavolka, and he was like, if you don't get that thing out within the first like 3 days of it coming out of the egg, it's going to die. It is going to die. Period.
Mm,
With the hard
mm,
belly.
yeah. Yeah. Fortunately, haven't had to deal with hard belly. I have had to I always mispronounce it. Is it lionate? Where I had to cut the umbilical cord
Oh,
because
I haven't done that.
the baby wasn't absorbed in the yolk and it
Right.
was still attached to the umbilical cord. And if you leave that attached, it does kill it. So you have to kind of sever it, but you have to tie it off in a certain way and all that. But yeah, I've done that and assist feeding. I've gotten really good at assist feeding to the point where there's two different issues with that. There's assist feeding and then there's force feeding. Force feeding is where you have to actually push it down the throat of that animal. I definitely don't like doing that, but I've had to do that in one case where I
Right.
had to get it down her to a point to where she could just start swallowing it. She
Right.
wouldn't just have it in her mouth. But assist feeding is when you just literally get the head of the prey item into the snake's mouth, and they
Right.
eventually lock down. Some of them actually wrap, and then they start eating it on its own. So
Gotcha.
there's two different ways. When you look for it, be aware of that.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, now that you've described that first one, that's what I had to do the very first time. I had to get that
Okay.
mouse all the way in there because I'd put
Yep.
it in there halfway, lock its teeth, and I set it down, and it would spit it out. And the next
Yep.
time I shoved it way down in there where I could
Yep.
actually close its mouth, and then it swallowed it.
Yep.
So, and like you said, it's not fun. I don't enjoy it. There's nothing exciting about it, but I am so
No.
happy when I see it living. And like I said, it's went from 26 grams to 48 grams. So something's being done right.
Gotcha. Gotcha. But before we go, we have to say thanks to our sponsor one more time. So here's our sponsor for this episode.
This episode sponsored by B&S Reptilia. They were established in 2013. Chris, great guy. Met him through Jeremy. I can say we're friends. He's a great guy, knowledgeable about animals. He's been breeding for 9 to 10 years, and he is doing some amazing stuff with a lot of different animals. Of course, Chris is working with ball pythons. Who isn't working with ball pythons? But it's hatching season right now, so Chris has got some amazing ball pythons out there. Definitely go check those out. He also works with northern pine snakes, Mexican black snakes, blood pythons, green tree pythons, just to name a few of the other species he has in his collection. Oh, yes, he breeds rats as well. So if you're in the eastern PA surrounding area, if you need rats, Chris is the guy you need to talk to. He's at live and frozen. On top of that, he carries the chipper and the cocoa to go. He's a distributor. He's a PA distributor for both. So if you need a rat, a snake, or some cocoa bedding, Chris is the guy to go to. Definitely go find B&S Reptilias on their Instagram. They're on Morph Market and they're on Facebook. We're working on trying to get them on YouTube. Come on, Chris. When you're ready to do YouTube, let me know. I'm trying to get you there. But yeah, check out Chris. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode, Chris. Appreciate it so much. He has some animals you definitely want to see.
Thanks again for sponsoring. Okay, it takes a second. Because I have an old computer, old laptop, so it takes a second after that. But thanks again, Chris, for sponsoring the episode. And like I said, I am trying to get you on YouTube, Chris. So definitely hit me up when you're ready. We get you on next up, 100%. Guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for checking it out. Appreciate you guys in the chat having fun. Steven, I know you said you were going to start breeding rats. I told you, let me know. I'm all on board helping you out with that. I'll even come clean some rats. I'll even come clean rats. Because, hey, we need a source of rats. But, Chip, thank you so much for coming on. Greatly appreciate it.
I definitely appreciate you having me on, and I love all the people in the chat. And I'm just so excited meeting more and more people. I'm going to be in Tinley this year as well, so I'm sure I'll see a lot of these guys.
Oh, you're going to be in Tinley?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm going.
Oh, I'm going to be in Tinley, too, so I get to meet you in person.
Yeah,
There's so many people I have to meet in person.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
All right, so there you go. Chip's going to be at Tinley this year, so if you're going to Tinley, come see us. I'll be there as well. Chip's going to be there. There's so many people going to Tinley, so if you're not going to Tinley, I'm sorry. We won't see you, but we will take a lot of pictures so you can see us hanging out with each other. But thank you, everybody, for loving the chat. If you are not done tonight you want to watch another live, go check out Keys Constrictors. Hair Down Fridays is going on tonight, right now actually. So go check them out on Keys Constrictors channel. Also, Derek from Big D's Pythons is gonna have. Is he doing his? He might not be doing his live later tonight after Keys Constrictors, but check that out. And I just realized Celtic Balls is doing a live right now, so go check them out as well. Check out all my friends on their lives on their YouTube. Also, if you haven't subscribed to somebody in the chat, go hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, nothing at all. Just hit the button. Make sure you definitely go subscribe to Chip's channel, his Instagram, follow that, because he's going to be making a lot more videos and some amazing stuff. I'm waiting to see what else he does.
And like I always say, all you people in the chat, you never can tell when you're going to be on there handling security or hosting the party or just in the audience. You never can tell.
Definitely, 100%. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, a new video coming Thursday. But everybody has a good weekend, and see you guys later. Bye, everybody.